welcome into the box score, first round of the playoffs. Behind us, round number 2 upcoming, and Murphy, the deeper you get, the more exciting it is.
Yeah, you don't have a whole lot of number 1s against number 4s after the first round, but this year, maybe more than most, there were 8 number 1 seeds that finished their schedule last Friday night.
And some of those were undefeated.
Oh, I know. Things are never easy and never guaranteed just because you're the number 1 seed from your region.
That is correct. Let's go ahead and look at our Sonic stats of the week. Chattanooga Prep at Gordonsville. Gordonsville playing without a lot of players that really hurt them, and a couple of interceptions did as well. Stat-wise, Murphy, not a lot of difference in the 2 schools, but Chattanooga Prep just had a lot of athletes.
Well, they do. They have plenty of speed. I've heard more than one say if they had a little discipline, they'd be really, really good, wouldn't they?
When you look, though, stat-wise, you wouldn't think an 18-point difference. Of course, there was a pick 6 there at the end for Chattanooga Prep to kind of put it away, but still, Gordonsville, a valiant effort by Stephen Jackson's squad to play the way that they had to without their starting 2 running backs, without their quarterback. A very, very tough position.
Yeah, the injury bug hit a lot of teams in the playoffs. They just didn't have enough time to get properly healed for the second season.
We want to thank Sonic Carthage. They've sponsored this for us all week. Let's go ahead and look at some individual numbers. First for Chattanooga Prep, Marquise Gardner, 17 carries for 141 yards. Austin Jones, 6 rushes for 78 yards and 3 touchdowns. And then Jaden Parker, as we was talking about, the 30-yard interception return for a touchdown there in the fourth quarter. For Gordonsville, Turner Booker, I think he's a freshman, about the 4th-string running back, had 22 carries for 101 yards and a score, which was Gordonsville's only tally of the night. And then Lee Skurlock, and I think he's a senior, 8 carries for 41 yards. He normally is a fullback for the Tigers, but having to carry it more with the rash of injuries that the Big Blues suffered. And that's unfortunate. A good season for Gordonsville. I know they had a few hiccups, but I think Stephen Jackson's got the Tiger program, Murphy, headed in the right direction.
Oh, I agree. It'll be interesting to see how Clay County and Chattanooga Prep match up with each other. That could be down for Clay County.
Clay County plays Whitwell.
Whitwell, I'm sorry. Yeah. That's right. It's the other part of the bracket.
Right. But still, Chattanooga Prep playing South Pitt, I think that could be a better game than most people realize.
Yeah, I think it was maybe a 1.5 touchdown game when they played during the regular season. They're both of those teams are loaded with speed and athletic ability, as we all know.
Watertown at Chattanooga Central, an offensive shootout. The Pounders win it 47-35 at home. Caden Jones for Chattanooga Central, 7 of 13 for 94 passing yards, a couple of touchdowns. Ronye Watson, 14 carries, 101 yards, 2 receptions for 48 yards. He accounted for 3 total touchdowns. And what can you say about Blake Waldorf in capping an outstanding year? You know, he had some injuries or he'd be breaking some more records, but 26 for 46, 365 yards, 4 touchdowns and an interception. Waldorf has had a huge year for the Purple Tigers.
Yeah, and he'll be back, right?
I think he is.
And I think a lot of people in Watertown are already making plans for next season to see what he might do.
See the fun and gun, right?
That's right.
Which is different than what we've seen with Watertown and Gavin Webster in the past in his 20-plus seasons there.
You know, Coach Webster may end up going to some passing clinics in the off-season, you think?
Could do it. Watertown had Jesse Bratcher with 8 receptions for 116 yards and a score. Marcus Reynolds, 9 receptions for 117 yards and 2 more scores. And I think Reynolds is a senior. I'm not sure about Bratcher, but when you look, Murphy, and you've got a quarterback that's put up the gaudy numbers that Waldorf has, you just got to find receivers.
That's right. That's all you can do. And he's, like you said, he's had an incredible season and actually was not groomed last summer to be the quarterback. But the injury bug hit Watertown earlier than most. And I think Coach Webster and his staff really did a great job of rebounding from all the injuries they got in the Jamboree.
When you look at Watertown this year, Murphy giving up a lot more points than they have in years past. I'm sure with the experience they gained this year will be a big plus heading into the 2025 season.
You got to look at it that way. You know, you don't expect those sort of things, but they happened. And like I just said, I think Watertown did a whole lot better job than a lot of people thought after that Jamboree weekend.
Caine County at Westmoreland. Westmoreland gets the big win. Cooper White, 4 rushing touchdowns. He's been their leader all year. The pounding fullback, Grant Lilly, got a rushing touchdown. And then for Caine County, Eli Garrett, a passing touchdown and a receiving touchdown. Murphy, I know you were at this game. It was a number 4 against number 1, but you and I both thought this would be a closer matchup.
I did. I really did. But I'll tell you what, Westmoreland really showed how good a team they have. They've got surprising speed and pretty good strength too. A lot of those Westmoreland ball carriers just ran right through tackles like there wasn't anyone there.
Westmoreland and Monterey tangle up this week in Westmoreland. Be interested to see how that comes.
I think so. I think that'll be a really good game. And I talked to the coach, Coach Hughes, up at Monterey, and he's looking forward to the game. His team is so much more than what it was 3 or 4 years ago. He's done a really good job of building that program, and I look for that game to be a real close one.
Westmoreland won by either 2 or 3 touchdowns during the regular season. Let's go ahead and look at Smith County at Marion County, and it was a 63-0 win for the Warriors, second worst loss ever in the history of Smith County football. Of course, the Owls were without a ton of starters due to injury, which happened there late in the season, and at Monterey. It was 7-0 after the first quarter, and then the floodgates opened as Marion County scored 35 points in the first 7 minutes of the second quarter to blow out to a 42-0 lead. And Murphy, they didn't lose much when they went to their second unit. Of course, they had 19 seniors on the team, but when they went to their second unit, hey, they looked very good as well. Zayden Humphrey, 2 receptions, 55 yards, 38-yard interception return for a touchdown. The Owls on 3 straight possessions through interceptions, 2 of those returned for touchdown. And the third one, it only took 1 play. So Marion County got 21 points on only 1 offensive play. Sam Pickett, the Mr. Football finalist, actually he's, I guess, heading to he's 4 receptions, 143 yards, 2 scores. At 4 rushes, 43 yards, another score. He's a special athlete, is that. And then Tilton Pickett, a senior quarterback, very accurate, 6 of 8, 178 yards, 3 touchdowns. When you look at Stephen Martin, the freshman quarterback for the Owls, 7 of 13 for 60 yards and 3 picks. Jermaine Caine really gave his all for the Owls. My hat's off to him. 25 rushes for 31 yards. The Owls held scoreless in their final 2 games for the only times this season. Owls finished 2-9, their worst record since I think it was 95 or 96 when they finished 0-10 and only scored in 1 game. But Matt Dyer had to play a lot of freshmen and sophomores.
I'm sure he did. You know, you kind of go back 3 or 4 decades, back in the 90s, when Marion County had 4 state championships, and this team looks every bit as good, if not better, than most of those teams some 30-something years ago. I think they ought to just go ahead and start engraving that trophy right now.
Well, I'm telling you, Murph, East Robertson, who went to Jasper last year and picked up a win, that's a rematch in Jasper this coming Friday night. It'll be interesting to see. Of course, Mr. Groves, the Mr. Football finalist from a year ago, will not be there for East Robertson, but I'm looking for a great game in Jasper, and we'll get into that in just a little bit. Murphy, I know that when you look, all our teams in our area, season's finished, but still, it's exciting to get to cover them.
Well, it is, and the Upper Cumberland's still pretty well represented. You know, White County's still in it. Upperman's got a great chance to go back to Chattanooga, I think. there's still a lot of teams that folks around here like to follow on a regular basis, still playing.
We'll have Upperman coach Adam Caine when we return here to the box score, brought to you by Carthage Safeway.
Your trusted friend for all your grocery needs in Smith County is Carthage Safeway, your home-owned and home-operated supermarket. From the delicious USDA steaks in their meat department to the freshest produce around, Carthage Safeway is proud to serve you and your family. Todd and Angela Skurlock and everyone at Carthage Safeway are always there with a friendly smile and a helping hand. Great service, prices, and selection. That's Carthage Safeway, 80 Dixon Springs Highway, Carthage.
At DTC, we're constantly looking at ways to improve your quality of life, to help you make the most of all your connections so that you'll have time for the things that matter most, whether at work or play.
Score the best connection with internet that slays. Receive a free month of service when you add or upgrade your internet package with DTC. It's a great time to get started.
Call or visit DTC online today and make the most of your connections.
Hello, I'm Bruce Daniel. I've lived in Caine County all my life. For the last 59 years, I've only made it across the highway. I married my wife, Melody, in 1981. We hauled our first load of freight in 1983 with one truck and a couple old borrowed trailers. We found a way to make it. Our employees are the backbone of our company. Some of our team members have been with us for more than 30 years.
Nearstar Tennessee Zinc Mines is a proud supporter of athletic programs throughout the area, including high school football and high school basketball. To learn more about us, please visit us at our website, www.nearstar.com. Nearstar Tennessee Zinc Mines.
Here with Upperman head coach Adam Caine. And Coach, first of all, appreciate you taking time to be with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Glad to join you.
Coach Caine, every time you speak, your picture goes up on the television here, and I don't think you and Coach Maynard have the same hairdresser.
No, facial hair or head hair. Yeah, I would agree with you there.
Coach, I know you're undefeated, but earlier in the year you had a tough thing you had to go through when your son suffered the knee injury and was out for the year. As a dad, that had to be tough to go through.
Yeah, it's still, 6 weeks later, it's still, a really raw subject for me. We're playing Macon this week, and that was one of the last ball games that he played in, and played really well, and it does things the way we try to do them here, and it was heartbreaking to the point that it's hard for me to even put into words how special it was for me and him to be able to share the coach-son experience, and couple that with the fact that we enjoyed a lot of success, especially last year and this year. It was tough, but it's something that he's gonna have to overcome, and with adversity comes an opportunity to get stronger, and I'm expecting to see that out of him. And he's really become somewhat of a leader, kind of a guy that helps our younger guys, and so it's been kind of cool to see that sort of part of his personality pop up. But yeah, it was tough, and to be honest with you, we still haven't filled that role, but we got guys that are gonna have to step in and do it.
Coach, the teams that we cover here as DTC schools in our immediate area are all through now. Their football season's over. But to the northeast of here, we've got Upperman. To the northwest, we've got Macon County. And that game this week is scheduled to be a war. I look for a really, really good game, and that's why I'm planning on coming to Baxter Friday.
Well, I hope that it won't disappoint you. We had just a unbelievable game the third week of the season. They truly outplayed us and really outcoached us, the whole night. And I felt as lucky as I've ever been to come out on top. We beat them by 1 point, and We've had some battles with them. Last year, it was first game was a 7-point game. The playoff game in the quarters was a 3-point game, and this one was a 1-point game. I guess if the trend continues, it'll go into overtime, and we'll have to see. Maybe we'll just declare it a tie and move on. But no, much respect to them. I thought they really got after us, and they're for sure the best. That was the best opponent we've seen so far this year.
Coach, you said this would be the 7th time that you've played Macon County High School on the gridiron. Is that maybe the team you've played the most in your high school coaching career?
I'm not going to say that, but I know we played them. 21, 22, twice in 23, and this will be the second time this, and maybe 6 times that we've had to face, the Borders twins, and I've got a great deal of respect for them. I mean, they're great football players, competitors. They just have a never say die attitude, and I think the whole team kind of, when you got some leaders like that, I think the whole team kind of takes on that mentality, and they're an impressive group. I'm going to be honest with you. It's as an impressive high school football team as we faced.
Coach, they're coming off a couple of big wins. Going to Stone and beating them like they beat them was a surprise, and the Saudi Daisy game as well, posting both shutouts in those 2 games. And you got to give Kyle Shoulders and his defense some credit for flying around and getting 2 tough shutouts.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's kind of the underrated part of who they are as a football team. Their offense kind of grabs the headlines because they are kind of a quick strike deal, and they have a lot. And it seems like every time I look at them, there's 3 or 4 80-yard plus touchdowns. But I think the hidden deal is where they've really kind of climbed the ranks into an elite program is their defense plays, and it's amazing to me how hard they play. We all kind of preach getting 11 hats to the ball, but especially when they play us, it seems like all 11, and then 3 or 4 others from the sideline are getting in on the pile. It's really impressive. Their schemes are good. It's defensively, I think maybe it gets overshadowed, but that may be the strength of their team a lot of times. And then they're also a big time special teams group, and in high school ball, you can, if you're not careful, you'll get beaten on a special teams play or a special teams error or a trick play on special teams. And I guess the biggest thing that makes me respect those twins as much as I do is that they're also on every special teams unit, and so that indicates how important that is to them as a team. And then those guys willing to carry the ball as much as they do, play defense, and then also have such a huge impact on the special teams is pretty impressive.
Adam, it looks like there's a lot of similarities between the 2 teams, you and Macon County. During the regular season, you scored 430 points. They scored 406. On the defensive side, you gave up 131 points. they gave up 129. That's pretty much a mirror image of both. I would imagine the biggest thing that you've got to concern yourself, and Kyle's shoulders too, is turnovers. Do you work extra special this time of year on that sort of thing?
Well, I mean, it's constantly something you're preaching, and your guys that are handling the football. We always do a ball security, period or two. Some of our team periods or group periods are what we call live situations, where we, get to kind of practice people going after the ball a little bit. You're right though. Those are big factors in these kinds of games. It's when you're. I think in terms of creating turnovers, it's how much pressure are you putting on the ball carrier. A lot of times, with those kids and their speed, you're not putting a whole lot of pressure on them. You're just, struggling really hard to get them on the ground. And so, I don't think looking for turnovers is kind of what you're doing there. You're just trying to get bodies around them and get them on the ground. They do a good job of gang tackling. And so, we've got to be very mindful of that and protecting the football and, being smart with our play calls and that sort of thing. But our biggest focus is more so defensively, just getting some bodies near them and getting them on the ground.
Well, Coach, you've got two pretty special players in Bronson Chaffin and Ethan Polk, both. And with that rugged offensive line you've got, it's kind of going to be a battle of, hey, we're just going to put everybody up front and here we come, versus, sometimes they like to spread you out and try to pop a big one.
Yeah, I don't think you can stray too far away from, who you are and what got you to where you are, but you got to have some wrinkles and you got to have some answers. I'm sure they will have some ideas on how to stop that run game, and so we'll have to be able to make some adjustments there and figure that out. It seems to me like they used to be more of a wing T group, and they still got it in their back pocket, but it seems to me like they're in the gun trying to get the ball out on the perimeter a little bit more. So that's the hard part about preparing for them, is you just never know what you're going to have to defend. And I think it's a little easier to get ready for us because you kind of know what's coming, and who knows, maybe I'll draw up a few gadgets here and bring them out in the first quarter and see if they can stop them.
Well, Coach Adam Caine, we appreciate you visiting with us. Best of luck against the Macon County Tigers Friday night at 7 o'clock. I know you'd like to have a lot of people in the area to come up to your game.
Yes, sir. From what I hear, I don't have to worry about that. I'm pretty sure they'll all be here about 3 o'clock.
Well, Coach Adam Caine, best of luck. We've been visiting with Coach Caine from Upperman, and we'll have the breakdown of the playoffs when we return to the Box Score, brought to you by Carthage Safeway.
Got a special outdoor project that you need to tackle? BDGR Excavating is the one to call. Custom land clearing, mulching, excavation, and more. They can help get the job done, even when others have failed. Call the problem solvers at BDGR at 615-489-1329 and let them help you get that project out of the way so you can really start enjoying your property. BDGR Excavating.
Nearstar Tennessee Zinc Mines is a proud supporter of athletic programs throughout the area, including high school football and high school basketball. To learn more about us, please visit us at our website, www.nearstar.com. Nearstar Tennessee Zinc Mines.
Looking to buy or sell a home? Call Underwood Hometown Realty today. Our experienced team of professionals is here to guide you every step of the way. Whether you're a first-time buyer or looking to sell, we make the process smooth and stress-free. With deep roots in the community, we know the local market inside and out. Let us help you find your dream home or get the best value for your current one. Call Underwood Hometown Realty now at 615-683-3300, where hometown service meets real estate expertise.
Your trusted friend for all your grocery needs in Smith County is Carthage Safeway, your home-owned and home-operated supermarket. From the delicious USDA steaks in their meat department to the freshest produce around, Carthage Safeway is proud to serve you and your family. Todd and Angela Skurlock and everyone at Carthage Safeway are always there with a friendly smile and a helping hand. Great service, prices, and selection. That's Carthage Safeway, 80 Dixon Springs Highway, Carthage.
And welcome into the box score. Terry Collins along with Murphy Fair. Justin Malden is always doing a great job for us behind the scenes. And as we say that, we're going to let Justin get to work and show us that Class 1A playoff, Region 3 and 4 as far as the quadrant. You had South Pittsburgh a big win, Chattanooga Prep, Whitwell a win, and Clay County a close win over Sale Creek. Whitwell at Clay County, Murphy, Whitwell Tigers, of course, they won it here a few years ago. They may be primed to go to Salina and get a win.
I think so. I think those four teams right there, any of the four could advance to the quarterfinals. I look for those games to be really, really close, but I also think that one could be a blowout. It just depends on which team shows up and how rattled they get after the first or second quarter.
Murphy, a long way from Whitwell to Salina as we've made that trip to Whitwell. In fact, I went through Whitwell last Friday night when they played at home against Joe Burns. I know that Clay County playing at home as they will throughout the playoffs if they continue to win, that's got to be a big plus.
Oh, absolutely. And, now that Gordonsville's out of the picture, Clay County doesn't have to worry about that third round game nearly as, or the second round game maybe as much as they would have in previous years. But Clay County has done a really good program. I think a lot of that has to do with Mike Dickerson going up and taking care of that, defensive side of the ball.
Coordinator, and he's also the principal there at Clay County High School. Let's go ahead and look at the Class 2A playoffs. You got Westmoreland in a rematch against Monterey. Monterey went to Forest, got a 27-14 win. Westmoreland wins big at home over Cannon County. East Robertson, not a lot of trouble with Fayetteville. And of course, Marion County, the big win over Smith County to set up those four teams. A lot of people thought that's how it would come out. Westmoreland, Monterey, round 2.
Yeah, and I think obviously Marion County, I think, is the team that everybody is putting their money on as far as advancing to the semifinals. But I saw Westmoreland last week, and my gosh, I think 4 or 5 of their touchdowns were 50 yards or more. If they get past the line of scrimmage, they're gone. But I talked to Coach Hughes at Monterey earlier in the week, and he's pretty excited and positive about their trip to Westmoreland. Which leads me to believe most coaches won't talk that way unless they feel really good about that. And I think that game could be the upset special of the week.
Of course, Monterey's got that run game, and can Westmoreland slow that down? They did in the regular season. We'll just have to see how they do in the playoffs come Friday night. 7 p.m. local time on all those starts for the playoffs. Let's go ahead and look at the Class 3A bracket. You got Meigs County sitting up there playing Giles County. Murphy, I think that's going to be an outstanding game. I know Giles County's only 6-5, but they played a pretty tough schedule. And then you've got Sequatchie County. Their quarterback, the Evans kid, is going to try to play with a torn ACL, going to try to brace it up. They did put their best wide receiver, Sequatchie County, who's sitting there at 10-1 now, at quarterback, but that takes away a weapon for them on the offense. But Sequatchie County, Smith County saw them in the preseason, and they're a very, very physical team. And no doubt, I think should win against Chattanooga Central.
Oh, I think so. And that puts them at home the following week, probably against Meigs County. But I think Sequatchie is easily the team to come out of that quadrant. They're pretty stout this year.
Of course, whoever wins this quadrant is going to have to face Alcoa. That's usually the end of the road. So,
very much
we'll
so.
We'll just have to see. Let's go ahead and look at the Class 4A playoffs. You got Loudon in a close one over Stone Memorial. Of course, Stone Memorial got spanked by Macon County. But Loudon improves to 11-0. They win at 33-21. I don't know if they were overlooking them, Murph, or what, but that was closer than I was thinking.
I would agree wholeheartedly with that one. White County has been kind of up and down with that stud player of theirs that you never know what's going to happen when the ball's in his hands. And that, like I said, their coach told me over the phone yesterday that he played all but 3 or 4 snaps last week, so he must be all but healed. And I think you'll probably see an upset in one of those 2 games, maybe 2. Who knows?
It's Trip Pinion from White County as they head to Loudon. Loudon 11-0. Macon County a big win at Soddy. Soddy was 9-1, Murphy, and they went to Soddy and put a 34-0 win on them.
That Chattanooga area, it doesn't matter what class it is, outside of South Pitt, don't bet on any of those Chattanooga teams. They're just not going to be what I'd call great, unbeatable teams.
Upperman gets a win over Signal Mountain, 49-0. We talked with Adam Caine. We talked to him earlier, but the one thing with Upperman, Murph, they've got those big horses up front. They've got an outstanding quarterback in Bronson Chaffin, who's getting some D1 looks. He can run it, he can throw it, and then the Paul kid's an excellent running back, and trying to slow them down. You can know what they're going to do. They don't have a whole lot of plays, but it just stopping it because they're so big and physical.
Coach Caine said it'd be a little bit easier to prepare for us because we just keep doing the same thing, but they do it so well. I would do the same thing too.
Let's go ahead and look at the Class 6A bracket. Of course, Oakland a big win over Lebanon. Mount Juliet gets by Coffee County in a squeaker, 22-10. Riverdale in a game that was close most of the way. Riverdale pulls away second half and beats Cookeville 35-14, and then Blackman goes to Green Hill, pulls the upset. Murphy, a little bit surprising there that Green Hill goes down.
I talked to their coach, Matt Kreisky, and he said it was by far the best game they played this year, that everything worked to perfection. So we've got another edition of the Kreisky Bowl, Matt and Will. Will at Riverdale, Matt at Blackman, and I think that'll be a war. Mount Juliet has not beaten Oakland in a long, long time. Trey Perry has tried many, many times and has never done it. They didn't just hammer Coffee County. Coffee County came on pretty good toward the end of the regular season, but I think Oakland adds another mark in the win column after they get done with Mount Juliet.
Murph, Riverdale, Blackman, who wins that one?
Boy, I've only changed my mind 4 times today because it could go either way. Well, that might be the easiest way to do it. Riverdale should win that one because Blackman is still a fairly young football team. Matt started a lot of sophomores last year, and I know both of those guys really, really well, and I hate that they have to face each other in the second round of the playoffs because they're both deserving of a quarterfinal or semifinal round action, but I think Riverdale probably prevails.
Look, Murphy, there's 16 teams left in each classification in public school, and some of your best matchups I found usually come in the second and third round.
They do. Those are the really close nail biters, start to finish kind of games, and somebody's going to play a whole lot better than a lot of people thought they would.
Right. We want to mention briefly the Hall of Fame games, which are coming up at Smith County High School, DTC being one of those sponsors. Starting next Tuesday night on the 19th is when Smith County gets their schedule underway. Basketball, right up on us, starts Monday night.
Wait, football's not over yet.
The Hall of Fame games are here. We want to thank all our fine sponsors again. Carthage Safeway, our title sponsor, Huff and Puff Trucking, Nearstar, Sonica Carthage, Underwood Hometown Realty, and BDGR Excavating. Thanks so much to Justin Malden, and for Murphy Ferry, I'm Terry Collins. Good night from the box score.
Do you ever worry about the safety of your home when you leave? Or at night while you're sleeping? Then give your home a professional security makeover with help from DTC Security.
For just $49.99, get a system with a touch keypad, 3 window or door sensors, motion detector, key fob, and standard installation. There's never been a better time to get started.
Contact us and start your home's DTC Security Makeover today.
If you're a commercial driver looking for a company to call home, Huff and Puff Trucking is the company for you. Our employees are professional and dedicated individuals that take pride in what they do. We offer an outstanding pay package with a dispatch structure that maximizes your home time. To learn more about a company that knows you by name and treats you like family, call us at 1-800-965-5033 or visit our website at huffpufftrucking.com.
Do you ever worry about the safety of your home when you leave? Or at night while you're sleeping? Then give your home a professional security makeover with help from DTC Security.
For just $49.99, get a system with a touch keypad, 3 window or door sensors, motion detector, key fob, and standard installation. There's never been a better time to get started.
Contact us and start your home's DTC Security Makeover today.
Got a special outdoor project that you need to tackle? BDGR Excavating is the one to call. Custom land clearing, mulching, excavation, and more. They can help get the job done, even when others have failed. Call the problem solvers at BDGR at 615-489-1329 and let them help you get that project out of the way so you can really start enjoying your property. BDGR Excavating.
Looking to buy or sell a home? Call Underwood Hometown Realty today. Our experienced team of professionals is here to guide you every step of the way. Whether you're a first-time buyer or looking to sell, we make the process smooth and stress-free. With deep roots in the community, we know the local market inside and out. Let us help you find your dream home or get the best value for your current one. Call Underwood Hometown Realty now at 615-683-3300, where hometown service meets real estate expertise.
And welcome back to the Box Score, brought to you by Carthage Safeway. We want to thank all our sponsors, which is the title sponsor, Carthage Safeway, Huff and Puff Trucking, Near Star, Sonic of Carthage, Underwood Hometown Realty, and BDGR Excavating. Murph, we don't have a game of the week with all our teams out, so let's get into your picks. Let's start in East Tennessee, Bearden at Dobbins-Bennett.
Well, 2 of Bearden's 3 losses are to Alcoa and Maryville. That's 2 pretty good programs. Playing a tougher schedule has me thinking the Bulldogs of Bearden will be the better of the 2 teams, and I'm picking Bearden to win that one.
Powell at Sevier County.
Sevier County and Page are the only 2 5A teams without a loss this season. Both have won state titles. Powell in 2021, Sevier County way back in 1999. That was at MTSU. I think it's the Smoky Bears time again this year, and I'm going to go with Sevier County.
Elizabethton at Anderson County.
I think that'll be a pretty good game. Anderson County's only loss was a 3-pointer at Knoxville West in Week 9. The Mavericks won their first state title 2 years ago and have a great chance, I think, to play in Chattanooga again next month.
White County going to Loudon, and Loudon just reeks with history when you go there. They hand you a program when you go in that it's got all their scores and records, and they treat you kind of like a college game as far as the information they give you, but it's a special place to play. Trip Pinion, of course, having a huge year for White County, except when he was hurt. Do they have a chance at Loudon?
I talked to their coach today, Coach Beatty, and he said he played all but 3 or 4 snaps last week. So I'd like to see him back at full speed. Loudon has a score to settle. 2 years ago, they went to Lafayette and got embarrassed, and the coach was not happy. I wouldn't have wanted to have been on the bus in that situation, but I think these 2 teams with a great history too. White County's goes way back, but I'm not real sure that that White County can match up well with Loudon, and I'm gonna pick Loudon in that one.
I think that's the Redskins, if I remember right. Tellico Plains at Bledsoe County going to Pikeville.
Bledsoe beat Tellico 34-0 in Week 6. I look for another one-sided matchup this week as well, again on Warrior turf.
When you look at Bledsoe County, the teams in the Valley, Bledsoe County, Sequatchie County, Whipple and Marion County, and South Pitt, all played at home last week. That says something about the Sequatchie Valley, how strong football is in that area.
And this year it's as strong as it's been across the board in quite some time.
Let's go ahead and look at the Middle Tennessee picks. We'll get into some of those. Mount Juliet to Oakland. Of course, Mount Juliet's only setback was to Green Hill, who lost last week.
Yeah, and Oakland lost to Ravenwood 3 weeks ago. Neither likes to lose, but I think Oakland's the team that advances to the quarterfinals next week. I'm going with the Patriots.
Blackman, who knocked off Green Hill at Riverdale.
Blackman lost to Riverdale in mid-October 24-7. The Blaze, however, are playing its best football right now. Twin brothers Matt and Will Kreisky go at it again, this time with a different outcome, I think. I'm picking Blackman.
Macon County and Upperman, that was a 1-point game earlier in the year. As Macon missed an extra point there in the final seconds. Murphy still should be a great matchup in Baxter.
That's where I'm planning on going. I think it'll be a good one. That score in that game was 35-34 in early September. I think it'll likely be another close one, but don't count the Tigers out. This could wind up in overtime. I do think Upperman, however, comes away with a win.
The game we mentioned earlier, East Robertson going back to Jasper to play Marion County. They won 24-7 there a year ago.
Yeah. Can East Robertson's speed cause the upset in Jasper? I don't think so. From all accounts that I've heard, this Marion County team is special. And as I said, they won 4 state titles in the 90s, and everybody in Jasper's hungry for another golden trophy, and I think they get one.
Monterey at Westmoreland.
I saw Westmoreland up close in last week and was impressed. I'm picking the Eagles. If they win, the potential war against Marion County next week should be one to watch for sure, I think.
Let's go ahead and look at the West Tennessee picks, Germantown at Collierville.
There weren't a lot of what I would call great games listed in West Tennessee for this coming week, but we'll see how it works. Germantown lost to Collierville 15-12 in late September. This one should be equally close, but I think Collierville emerges a winner. I was told by a coach in Memphis that half of Collierville's football team lives in Mississippi. Well, we'll see. We might have to look into that.
Springfield, always a playoff team. They go to Henry County. Paris is a tough place to play, but Springfield can't argue with the results. Once they get to the playoffs, Murphy, they hit another gear.
They do, and the battle between the two of them during the regular season was that, a battle. 23-22 in favor of Henry County in Week 3. This week they play in Paris, a place where the Patriots seldom lose. I'm going with Henry County.
Jackson Central Mary at Milan.
Well, you forgot Southwind at, it's not up there. Southwind at Beach. It is up there, I'm sorry.
Yes.
If Henry County and Beach win this week, they'll square off at Beach next week. Henry County's coach, James Counts Jr., and Beach's head coach, Anthony Crabtree, were both starting offensive linemen at MTSU. Those guys can tell stories on each other like you wouldn't believe. Beach won the battle in mid-October, and I figure the Buccaneers will do so again. They've got a couple of really good running backs.
Now let's go with Jackson Central Mary at Milan.
Yeah, JCM reinvented or restarted that high school just 2 or 3 years ago. Milan was the favorite all season long in that region. Milan's only loss during the regular season was against Jackson Central Mary, 47-38. I fully expect another shootout this week with the Bulldogs of Milan coming away with a win this time.
Crockett County at Dyer County.
Dyer County beat Crockett County 21-7 in mid-September. The Choctaws won Region 7 4A, while Crockett County finished third. I'm pretty sure the New Bern bunch wins again this week and advances to the 4A quarterfinals next week.
We want to thank everybody for watching the box score, and we'll have more playoff action and talk when we come back next week as you're watching the box score, brought to you by Carthage Safeway.